I look at the first 3 seconds as the thumb, essentially. I don't look at that as a huge, well, I look at it as a great sign of whether there's enough audience coming to it. You know, when I turn on my television set, I don't think it's cheating. They're not showing me a still image. I'm seeing something moving. The big advantage of video is that it's moving. Several years ago, we tried to do kind of a moving GIF on our site, and when we tested it, it was fantastic, but it led to a lot of clicks. It slowed down the site load, so Facebook has got a bunch of geniuses that figured out how to have that not be a problem. I don't understand how, but they do. It works beautifully. So what I do pay close attention to is what we call internally our conversion rate, which is how often do we get past 30 seconds. When I deal with brands, partners, we're looking at, you know, what's a view. Facebook recently came out and said that 10 seconds is a view, but we take a more conservative view than that.
So success on Facebook and YouTube looks the same as far as conversion, meaning it's 30. You want to get to 30 seconds on both platforms?
Well, I want to get to completion if I can, or to, you know, as long as the content, as I'm trying to entertain you, I'm hoping that you're entertained. But I don't look at the first 3 seconds as a view. I look at the first 3 seconds as my 3 seconds to get your attention and to want you to consume more.
That's really important too, because the first 3 seconds is what allows we live in a scrolling economy, right? We're trying to stop the thumb. So the first 3 seconds really matter. We tested it like crazy. We got very maniacal about understanding that it's the early part of the video that keeps people there, and same as POPSUGAR, completion rate matters. And we look at it up to that 30-second range as well, and are now averaging about 70% completion rate of videos 30 seconds and above.
So it's like a war on the thumb.
It's a war on the thumb.
So what? I'm going to coin that and trademark it. So give me some examples of stuff that you did in order to win that first 3 seconds. Because I mean, it's crazy if you think about it. You're trying to win people over in 3 seconds.
For us, I mean, you had asked what were some of the mistakes we made early on, and I think it ties to the very question. Early on, we actually put a lot of people on camera to tell you what was happening in the news, young millennials talking about what's happening. And then it really kind of took building out an insights team that said, hey, what's the use case and behavior of Facebook? We know that the audio is off when you're scrolling through the feed. And so does it really make sense to have somebody on camera telling you what's happening? And we made a major shift where we went very visually driven, a lot of use of copy, significant uptick in terms of the engagement of the content and watching it. We had a kind of
So no like title card?
No, another one. Title cards we put up. Okay. When we took the title card off and moved it to the end of it, we saw about another 30% jump in video views.
I'm hoping Hannah, our video producer back in New York, is watching this right now because we use a title card.
They're hard habits to break.
What are some things that you learned in winning the first 3 seconds?
So we always ask ourselves in the first 3 seconds, first of all, you always have to think about your viewer, which sounds obvious, but in many cases, if you're a producer or a director, an editor, you're thinking about the piece of art that you're trying to express. But a viewer has to understand in 3 seconds what's in it for them. And the only way to do that in 3 seconds is not to have somebody talking without sound, unless the person is super famous, maybe that'll help. But basically, in 3 seconds, you have to absorb, like, this is an interesting story. There's something interesting here to look at. I'm going to keep going. And once you have that frame of mind, you can watch, just for fun, thousands of other videos, and you go like, no, I didn't know in the first, I knew in the first 15 seconds, but now the first 15 seconds or 10 seconds is an eternity. So we really focus, particularly for Facebook, on knowing all those things in the first 3 seconds.
So